$679.8 billion. I mean, just let that number sink in for a second. That is the massive, staggering size the global cloud market is projected to hit by 2025. Honestly, we are way past the point of calling this a trend. This is a fundamental, ground-up restructuring of how global business actually works.
But, it really begs the question, why exactly is the traditional on-premise data center turning into a ghost town? Like, why are companies willingly taking on these incredibly complex, headache-inducing infrastructure overhauls? Well, the answer is pretty simple. Agility is just no longer a luxury. Today, it's an absolute mandate for business survival.
Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we are going to treat this monumental infrastructure shift like what it really is, a massive expedition. Because moving your entire enterprise to the cloud, it's exactly like climbing a massive, treacherous mountain. You absolutely need a map, a reliable compass, and a very healthy respect for the rugged terrain ahead of you.
So here's our expedition roadmap. First, we'll cover the baseline cloud computing shift. Then we'll break down the 6 migration strategies, map out those hidden dependencies, tackle the big technical hurdles, and finally, look at financial sector complexities. Section 1. The cloud computing shift, the call to adventure. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the sheer baseline performance gap. It's massive. Your traditional on-premise setups usually hover around 60% efficiency, but fully optimized cloud environments, they push that all the way up to 90%. By tapping into cloud elasticity and advanced load balancing, businesses are unlocking a level of speed and reliability they literally couldn't afford to build in-house.
And the numbers back this up beautifully. Studies are showing an average IT operational cost reduction of about 27.5% post-migration. We are fundamentally shifting from massive capital expenditures, buying expensive physical servers, to operational expenditures. Basically, you only pay for the digital air you breathe. Plus, with 87% of organizations hitting recovery times under 60 minutes, it's essentially this brilliant automated safety net.
Section 2. The 6 migration strategies. Choosing your path.
So, how do we actually get up this mountain? Well, there is no magic one-size-fits-all approach. The 2 most debated paths you'll hear about are rehosting and refactoring. Think of rehosting, or lift and shift, like rolling an old car into a shiny new high-tech garage. It's fast, it gets you out of your old data center quickly, but it still runs on the exact same old engine. Refactoring, on the other hand, that's like entirely rebuilding the engine while you're driving the car down the highway. It's slow, it's really complex, but once you finish, you've got a machine built for incredible speed and scale.
But the full framework is actually called the 6 Rs. Aside from rehosting and refactoring, you've got replatforming, which is kind of your middle ground. Then there's repurchasing, which is basically shifting the headache entirely to a SaaS vendor, like moving your clunky custom email over to Microsoft 365. You also have retaining, where you purposefully keep highly sensitive apps right where they are. And my personal favorite, retiring. This is when you hunt down those zombie applications, quietly draining your budget in the dark, and you just turn them off. Boom. Money saved. Section 3. Mapping hidden dependencies, the compass and the map. Okay, let's dive into this.
Because picking a path up the mountain is totally useless if you're walking blindfolded. And that brings us to application dependency mapping, or ADM. Enterprise apps almost never operate in isolation. ADM is the crucial process of identifying and documenting the real-time operational relationships between your applications and their databases, APIs, you name it. And notice I said real-time. We are not talking about static, dusty architecture diagrams from 5 years ago. We are tracking actual network traffic to see exactly what's going to break if you pull a server offline. To do this without causing total chaos, organizations follow a rigorous 5-step procedure. You start by defining your scope so you don't get completely paralyzed by the sheer size of your network. Then you run automated discovery tools, map those dependencies out, validate your findings with the actual humans who own the apps, and finally, analyze and plan your migration in sequenced waves. You never do a big bang move. You move deliberately, piece by piece. Section 4. Overcoming technical hurdles, navigating the storm.
Now, this is the part of the expedition where the gleaming, utopian promise of the cloud clashes violently with the gritty, messy reality of legacy IT. The research drops a truly startling statistic. Over 75% of cloud migration projects failed to meet their objectives. I mean, no way, right? That is a massively high failure rate.
But why? Mostly, it's because teams pull the plug on a system without realizing some obscure but absolutely critical API is still tied to it.
Just look at the empirical data from folks in the trenches. 81% of organizations face major interface complexity. 74% struggle with mapping dependencies. And perhaps most terrifyingly, on average, only 42% of legacy code is actually documented. Just imagine trying to move a 30-year-old COBOL mainframe when more than half the code is a complete mystery. Actually, scratch that, it's worse. 64% of companies also experience latency increases right after a move just due to network bandwidth constraints. It is an absolute minefield out there.
Section 5. Financial Sector Complexities, the ultimate stress test. And this brilliantly illustrates what happens when you push migration to its absolute limits. If you really want to understand the extreme end of this, look at banks and wealth management firms. If you can migrate petabytes of strictly regulated financial data, you can migrate literally anything. Notice the really strong preference here for SaaS models sitting at 42.5%. Instead of dealing with the massive technical debt of refactoring these ancient monolithic systems, they're just opting to repurchase ready-to-deploy solutions from vendors who handle all the maintenance and security for them. But for them, it's not just about the tech. It's about the law. 46% of financial organizations see regulatory compliance as a major barrier. They have to deal with data sovereignty, meaning regulations like GDPR legally mandate that certain data can physically never leave a specific geographic boundary. They also have to maintain immutable audit trails. And then there's the shared responsibility model. Sure, the cloud provider secures the building, but the bank is still entirely responsible for locking its own digital doors. It forces some incredibly complex hybrid cloud compromises. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with a provocative thought to evaluate your own digital transformation blueprint. Based on everything we've mapped out today, the 6R strategies, those dangerous hidden dependencies, the legacy hurdles, ask yourself this. Is your enterprise truly cloud-ready, optimized, and refactored for the future? Or are you just paying a massive premium to rent space in someone else's data center? Definitely something to think about as you plan your next move. Thanks so much for joining me on this expedition.